Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the first ArchiFrame webinar of 2025. Today it's going to be quite a meaty technical topic. So we have Petteri here who'll be presenting. No really further notes from me. I think we're happy to just dive in. As usual, this will be recorded and there will be a space for questions. So when you have a question, I think Petteri is happy to be interrupted. So you can just unmute yourself and ask a question, but there'll also be space for that at the end, and feel free to share as much as little as you want when you're asking those questions. Just please do be sort of aware that it will be recorded and then will be added to YouTube. And apologies for anyone with any confusions with the time zones. That was my mistake. And we will also be coming online 2 hours from now, just in case if anyone got the wrong time. So yeah, without further ado, I'll pass it on to Petteri. And please feel free to use both the Q&A and the chat function. If you want to ask questions that way, please do, and then I can read them out for Petteri.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kaylee. So today's topic is going to be IDs of the elements, and I went through the topic, and in the invitation we were speaking about board and blank IDs, but today I have prepared only the blank IDs, but for the boards we have something similar. But let's see, you can always ask if you're interested at the board, from the boards. We can get back to that at the end of the webinar. So I will share my screen, and I hope you are seeing it now.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay,
good.
Great. And like Kaylee said, if you have anything to ask, you can just interrupt me. We are not so many. We are 12 altogether, I think. So the IDs, and this we have ID assign button in two places, here in the blank tools and in the element tools. And at least this one at the element tools works for the walls. Thanks, Marius, for bringing this to our knowledge. I'll show how to assign IDs to the walls. So one thing also, it was so cool, I haven't used this before, how to add labels to the walls to see their current IDs. Is here are the document menu, annotations, and label selected elements. And yeah, it looks like I've already given these IDs, but I'll do it again using different ways. So for the walls and not frame elements, please use this element tool, give IDs button. And here you give the starting ID and select if you want to have any script run for this element tool. Please don't select this one. This is really meant only for the blanks, if you are giving IDs to the blanks. Then we have built-in rules. Let's try this y coordinate first. So the lowest should get lowest number, and then if it's same y, then the x coordinate will be taken into account. So this is the lowest, and this is then the second lowest on the same row, actually, with these three, and here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And then this clockwise, counterclockwise system is pretty nice. And to select the starting, the element that gets the first ID, it is the one you select last. So I have suspend groups on, and I deselect this wall and select it again to get it to say that that is the one I want to start the numbering. And let's say clockwise, and for some reason the natural way, I think, at least for me, is to go counterclockwise, and how to do that is to reverse the order here. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have 6, 7, and so on. And then this is, yes, even before you have created ArchiFrame elements, if you assign walls, if they are not already set by whoever did the Archicad model, or in case you did it yourself, then it's good to give IDs to the walls before converting into ArchiFrame elements, because then there is a chance that the work is done. The IDs are given already when you generate the elements at the first place, like we have here. And then let's see the current IDs using this counterclockwise. So we have the normal stuff, element ID, and then ID inside the element. And how to get these IDs well visible using this red color is from the object settings, all parameters, and here under the view settings there is ID material 3D, which I have selected to be red. The default value is this general, meaning that it will use the same material as the plank, and if it's white on white, they're not very well visible. And then the first custom numbering style I know someone of you are using already is that you assign IDs to the blanks manually, and then what you will achieve with that is that even in different elements, if you have a similar blank, you will get the same ID, and those will be grouped together for your CNC or for your Excel list of the timber needed. And to switch to manual mode, I need to select or set the setting from the ArchiFrame element level. So what I did, I selected all the elements here to the 3D window, and then I will open more settings. But actually, yes, do you have any, please ask now if you had any questions from the topics we have gone through so far. So assigning IDs to walls, I believe that the same system works to columns and beams as well, if you wanted to give IDs to those also. Maybe not, you can always ask at the end of the webinar also. So let's continue with this topic. So setting the numbering mode to manual. So this will disable ArchiFrame from assigning IDs to the blanks when you update the element. And then let's see all the blanks. And I select these all blanks and then give IDs to this one, to the blanks. And as the first style, I will use just number 100 is the starting number, and assign IDs to all pieces using this Y coordinate first and then the X. Okay, it briefly showed that there were, I think it showed 16 different ones here. And let's see what kind of IDs we have now. I believe this should be 100 here. Well, this must not be the lowest one. It may be this one. But yes, the bottom plate was 102, as is this one. And then the most common stud we have, I think this one, just a stud without any cuts, 101. You will see it's here in different element, and also here you have the same ID. So now if I produce a listing from this, let's do the default listing and group by IDs. At least here we will see the number of how many of these 101 we have totally. So we have 92. Might be useful when you order the pieces from lumber mill to have it grouped like this. Then let's use a bit different ID. Again, select all the blanks and use this blank tool, give IDs button to work with blanks. And you can include any text into this ID text. And if the changing number is not the last one, so here I want to give the project ID first, then this 100 is the number I want to be changing, and this one we can call that this is the floor number of the pieces. So to tell ArchiFrame that this one is the one to change, I need to select it here. So this is actually the same stuff, only that we have this unchanged text in at the beginning and the end of the ID. And then now we will go to first script-based type. So again, open the renumber window, and like always, if you press Alt-Shift F1, you will get help from this specific topic. And there is something I haven't prepared. You can refer to any object parameter also using this dialog here. But like I said, now we are going to use a script. And here at the end, we have some information about the script. The fixed function names you have to have in your script that ArchiFrame will call. But let's first see the result if we select this, which comes with ArchiFrame, kind of example script. And for this, we need to give just the starting number, and let's see the result. So the idea here is that ArchiFrame first will give the blank role name before the ID number. So this bottom plate, that is where this BP comes. Then for the start, we have ST, this window piece. This is a beam, so that's a BE, and then top plate is TP. And one use case is for the bottom plate. I first use final select to select all the bottom plates. So here I simply have enter search criteria to search all ArchiFrame blanks having BP at their ID. So that's how I get those selected, and let's see the IDs. So this 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we have again 5, and here we have 2. So if we wanted to have a unique ID for each bottom plate, so if you pre-cut these and deliver to the building site as one package or the bottom plates, it might be useful to have unique ID for each, even if they are similar. So then again, I want this to be the starting one, and I'll give IDs to these pieces only. I check this assign unique ID. So even if the pieces are similar, they will get different IDs. Now we have it probably 100, 101, 2, 3. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Especially if you prepare timber that is attached to the foundation, this might be useful. And then to make this a custom one, now we are going to the code side. Let me see if there are any. I cannot see anything in the chat. So to the code, this example script, it's here in the default data folder, and all these renumbering scripts, they have to begin with ArchiFrame renum. So I'll copy this one into our user-specific settings folder, like you should do if you do any changes. So I paste it here. Then I give this its own name, own file name also, just in case. And open the script. Let's have a look of the script. I'll go to the end of the script and scroll up until we see one of those functions we saw in the manual. So this is the first one. This drives the user interface. So first, this is the name that is listed in the script list. So I put here own order blanks, and then there is the way it's localized today. So there is, if the language is Finnish, then we have the same text in Finnish. So let's say instead of this BP for bottom plate, we want to use BPL. And understanding this, how this script works is it will take time. So we will just use this as it is today and change that BP to BPL. And how to find those? I just search for BP text. So yeah, this is the Swedish version of something door window beam, not the one we want to change, but this bottom plate. So BPL here, and then save the script. By the way, this kind of code we have duplicated in couple of places in ArchiFrame, and Benjamin is currently working on a centralized solution for this. So there will be one place, and you will be able to refer to much more, also to the Archicad properties and classifications and any object parameters with the coming solution. But this works today, and you can use this system also in future. But the new system means that you can do the change to one place, and then it will be changed in all places: catalysts, Excel, CNC exports, and so on. This will affect now only this assigning IDs. So save the script, then in ArchiFrame, reload all the settings by opening settings and closing with OK. And then I'll select everything and assign the IDs again, and using our own script. And yeah, now I'll uncheck this unique ID. So we got, instead of BP, we have BPL. And I know even with the users using same language, you might want to use different shortcuts for these blank rows. So this is, if you use manual numbering, then we have possibility to enter custom rules also to the normal inside an element numbering. And I will first switch the setting. Or any questions to this manual numbering way?
I think I just had a general question, Petteri. Maybe you can answer it at the end. It's just maybe some tips on people who are editing these scripts for the first time. Because I know that for some people, it's sort of, you know, when you do it the first time, maybe just some like top tips from you, what program to use, what to keep in mind. And obviously they can always get in touch with you. But I think for some people, it's a lot to take on the first time you dive into this.
Yeah. So yeah, this data folder is something you shouldn't really touch, because when you install updates, you will take the files maintained by us, and you will lose your own changes. So like I did here in this case, I copied this to my user-specific setting folder, and then I used Notepad++ well, it's my default program to open these Lua files. This is free to download. So let's see if I open the browser. Here you have it. It is a free one, free download. And nowadays, of course, it's always, you never know what you get when you download something. But yes, I didn't get anything I didn't want while downloading from this site. And let's see where this jumps. Okay, now it's asking permission for cookies and whatever. Well, I don't want to answer anything to this, so I go back. Well, yeah, this is under this Notepad++ website. Usually the safe place to download, if it's under GitHub, I consider that as a safe place. But that's something for you. If you don't want to download anything, then you can take, I think it was Microsoft Visual Studio. And there are many versions of this one. So the free one will be I think this code is the one that is for light use, but still this is 1 gigabyte download, so it's quite big if you do casual editing. But then yes, editing XML with Visual Studio, it includes syntax checker, so you will get warnings. But it's Notepad++, it shows it has this syntax highlighting, so it's more readable than if you open the same file in just plain Notepad. So here, no highlighting, so it's a bit more difficult to read, but this is always fallback to edit any text file. So yeah, Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. But then for Mac, unfortunately, I cannot answer. There is the default text edit comes with Mac, so that may be the fallback for Mac users. Okay, so then back to this the element-based ID rules. So I'll change these again to normal ID handling, so the IDs will be assigned by the element. And let's see everything here. I'll update this first time to get the default rules, so I can have multiple elements in selection. ArchiFrame will process all, and now it's used the default rules, so typical IDs here. Then the renumbering settings, they are here at the own element settings. I have only this single layer element. Let's change the setting for the core. It's here at quite the end, blank ID, assign script. And the one that we have by default is something I don't remember, so I press Alt-Shift-F1 to get some help. So here I copy the example script we have renum by role and paste it here. And let's see what it shall do. And it's actually best seen in the element drawing, so I'll switch to that one. So now with the default rules, the numbering starts always from 0, 1. And let's see now that I change the rule and update this, what happens. So we see that the bottom plate got the number 300, top plate 400, and then these door window pieces, they are started from 200. And what I did here, let's go to the XML. So this ArchiFrame elements, this is from the default data, and I used this renum by role to find this place. And what I did, I copied this script to my own data. So this is under my own data folder, ArchiFrame elements changes. And I have done small changes to this one. But let's see what this function gets as input. So yeah, it's loaded when you click update. So it means you can save some data that is used during the renumbering process. Then what you should return is a table having that can have these fields. So ID pre is something you add before the standard number, running number 01. Then post something to add after that number. And then there is a special thing. This is something that is that we will actually skip today. This is very useful. So you can define the starting number for separate parts in your element, like we had here, 300 for the bottom plate. So let's see in the code where that happens. So I see here we have the starting number of 300, and the condition here when to use that is if the parameter defining the blank's role in the element, if it's one of these, bottom false or second bottom false, then it will use this number. And I'll show from Archicad where this parameter is. So it's here, all parameters. And it is this group parameter here. And again, going to the script, this is the line that gets the group, and this is the internal name of the parameter in the blank object. And to find the internal name, again, here, Archicad shows only the one that is meant to be visible for the user. We can see the internal names opening this GDL object and going to the parameters. And here it is. And the difference here with this internal variable name and this one is that this one can be localized. So if you have a Finnish library, the name will be different, but this will remain the same. And in the code, since we are using the internal, it will work with all possible language versions. And then, yes, we have other possible prefix. So let's say the use case will be if we have a blank that doesn't have any cut, which is standard length, we might have a big stockpile of those. We might want to use special ID for those, and that's actually what has been coded here. So let's see what happens here in this Lua code. Lua way of defining the variables I'm going to use in this function. This generates a new Lua table that we will return that will contain the information of how to assign IDs. You don't have to understand everything. There is a lot of online material for Lua if you want to study Lua. But yeah, let's see what happens here. So here we get the role in the element, assign it to variable named S. And here we check if it's vertical X. And yeah, you cannot know really these values. They are somewhere in the manual actually. Let's see if I can find vertical X. Sometimes this doesn't always work. Okay, it seems they are not really listed in the manual, so we are left to find it out ourselves. So checking this window piece, I see that this is set to vertical X. And then this beam, that has bulk top in. So they are beginning, the top bulks will begin always with bulk top, and then it's in or out, if it's inside or outside. But anyway, yes, here we will come to this line if it's a window piece, and we'll give the starting number of 200. And then here, if it's any vertical, so any stud coming from the spacing rule or stud at the beginning of the element or next to an opening, it will be one kind of stud. And here we say that the starting number must be 100, and then we will add text space plus st for stud to the end of the ID. And here, yeah, we give different number. If it's stud coming from the spacing rule, then for the spacing rule it will be 100, and for the ones next to the opening or at the element left and right hand sides, those will get number of 150. And here we have some logic to find out if it's a standard timber material. If its length is exactly 2 meters, 2,501 millimeter, and in floating point numbers, nothing is exact. You have to check if it's very close, if the length of the plank is very close to this value. So here we allow 0.5 millimeter change from that exact length. And then we do another check if it has or it may not have any cuts to get this standard plank ID. And then you have the rest of the code is similar, just handling different parts of the element. And here the main thing we set is this pre text. And here we had a different, it will return from the function here, not coming to the end. So a lot of definitions here. Let's see what happens now with this rule. And what we have to do is to make this use our own custom renum function. And let's see what I gave. What was the ID was own here. So I copy paste this one here, and then just in case I reload all the settings, and then let's update. So for the studs, this is edge stud, so it's getting ID starting from 150, and it has this ST as a postfix. And the full ID of this is it will contain the element ID also. So this is the part that we actually set here. And since all these pieces, they have some cut, we didn't get any of these do not have the ID of the stock material. And to change that, I'll do a small change. I drag this beam so that we have 3 studs not affected. Let's see, 3D now. So now these are full, and let's update these. So we got this standard material ID here that could be useful again. These don't have to go to CNC, or you have a stock of these already for the most common length of stud. And let's see. That's actually all I planned to show today. So now it's time for any questions. I think we went quite fast to quite deep. So just let me know if if you have anything you want to know.
Just wondering, in the beginning, you said about just doing it for planks and leaving the boards aside. Just wondered on, is it a similar process there, or are there changes coming in the new beta that will impact this, or is it just a case of time?
The process will be the same, and let me show the use case for the boards. So, and yeah, the boards are on wireframe layer. If you have a full board that is, let's say, the Finnish standard size is 1.2 meters by 2.5 is one standard size. So if you have that board, you might want to give it the standard ID because you know it's something you don't have to cut at all. You just take it from the file and use it as it is. So the process would be similar as used for these standard kind of standard studs. But unfortunately, I cannot show it now. I haven't prepared it.
Okay, I think we have one question. Feel free to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Sorry, you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, sorry. So when you have IDs on each individual thing, like the top plate, bottom plate, the vertical pieces, and they will obviously go up into your text box on the PDF you make, top right corner.
Yeah.
Do they get grouped automatically? Can you somehow affect how they get grouped?
Well, let's see here. I take up from 3D. So they are grouped here, or this ArchiFrame automatically generated catalyst. And if you produce Archicad schedule and link or define it so that the ID is the grouping criteria, then you will get those combined to the same line. Also,
Yes.
and yeah, you mentioned these some of the end results. So yes, you can produce or the PDF from these elements. They actually the content is coming here. So yes, they are grouped there as well as here. This is kind of working view, and then the layouts are the publishing version of those.
Yep. So they don't make their own groups when you're making a new ID for them.
No, they are processed the same way as if we didn't have this script at all. But now
Yes.
we just added some rules, some different criteria how to give IDs.
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was excellent question. Do we have any more? If not, then this code here, this might be a useful piece of code. We'll share this. I think, Kaylee, we are going to make at some point we have this happenings blog. Can we include
Yeah,
this
I was just
code?
thinking about it. I could include it in the first one for sure. I can add the video and then include this part of the script and any other sort of like links maybe to the manual. Because like you said, we did move quite quickly, and I'm sure if you're trying it at home, you'll probably want the steps laid out. So yeah, let's do that. Let's put it in a blog.
Yeah. So from my side, thank you everyone, and stay tuned. We will have, or you have possibility to vote like always, and we'll have the next one. Kaylee knows when.
Yes, I think we're going to go for April. And yeah, if you have any suggestions as well, we are obviously pretty good at generating topics inside the team from the developers. But if you have a topic that you really want, please do just send an email, send a message, and we will be considering all suggestions. So yeah, thank you very much. And I'll see some of you in April. And thank you, Petteri, for such a good presentation. I think it was a very good topic. And it's nice to do these slightly more niche, technical, detailed presentations.
Yes, well, thank you. Have a good rest of the working week.
Yes, thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.